Today guys, we are talking about the most forgiving wedge that I think would help the everyday golfer, and you will see that club is a Cleveland CBX full face wedge. So full face zip core wedge, and for me, price wise, coming at 139, so it's not the cheapest of wedges that you could buy, but for me it's jam packed with technology and it's extremely versatile. So when I mean versatile, this club is a 56 degree here. It has got the full face grooves and it has got 12 degrees of bounce, and a lot of people start to think, right, if it's got 12 degrees of bounce, then I don't want to be playing it off tight lies, I can't open it up, so how can it be versatile? Well, you'll see here, if I'm going to this flag, which again, this might not be the shot that I would always play with this club, but I can get a few different flags. So if I go back in my stance, I can get this ball coming out nice and low and heading towards that flag. Didn't quite spin up as I wanted to in these winter conditions, but I would take that. I got the ball flight exactly like I was looking for, nice and low. If I wanted to play a high shot now, again, all I'm going to do is change my setup a little bit. So I'm going to move the ball position forward, I'm going to open this up. I've still got 12 degrees of bounce, but I can still get this coming out nice and high, and obviously not taking a divot. You'll see there, nice and high, and that has gone nice and close to the flag. So not the percentage shot, not the shot you should play from here, but this is showing you that you don't always have to go low bounce. Just because somebody's told you obviously it's got high bounce, that means it's not versatile. This wedge is exactly that. This is a wedge that obviously you can get a lot of feedback from, you can get a lot of better strikes because of those grooves. And you'll see on screen the grooves obviously go from the heel all the way to the toe, but obviously what that's going to do for you as an everyday golfer is, if you do get off-centered hits, which is what we do see a lot, is that we're still going to get some ball speed and we're still going to get some control. If you've got a wedge that doesn't go all the way to the end and we catch it on the toe of that, it'll come out extremely dead. You'll not get the ball speed, you'll not get the spin control, and often you'll leave yourself a harder putt or a second chip, which is not what we want. Again, for me, we've got a different shaft in here. We have got the Catalyst spinner shaft in, so it's an 80-gram shaft. So again, for the everyday golfer, somebody maybe like mid-handicap Dave, who will be getting testing this club shortly, a perfect shaft, nice and light. So for your longer shots, it's not feeling like you've got a heavy steel shaft and you're having to try and work it. But also on the short shots, I really like that. Because the shaft's a little bit lighter, we have a little bit more feel of that club head. So with the club head, I can really feel like that club is passing my hands and we're getting that release. How many times I see people with stiff shafts where it's really rigid, they can't get it here, we've got no wrist set, and then they start to drive it this way. We hit the dreaded shot to the right, but for me, it's a perfect wedge for the everyday golfer, with shaft options, with the grooves on the face, and with the feel that you can get and how positive you can be. Now let's talk a little bit about more tech in this club, and then let's get it in the hands of mid-handicap Dave, who's going to test it in the bunkers, out here on a tight lie, in the rough, and put it to its test. So in the 50 and 52, they certainly have changed the sole on there to help you on your fuller shots. But with the 54 to 56 options, they've added bounce to the centre of the blade, but they have obviously taken and shaved off the heel section. So you've still got that versatility to be able to get the club open and start to be able to play those more high tariff shots. Again, the face materials have been laser milled in there to improve spin and consistency, and also to help them in the wet and dry conditions. So both options, we are going to optimize spin. We know obviously with the full face grooves we have got a larger surface area and we have got more forgiveness as a result of that. Again, deeper and tighter grooves to maximise spin, so a lot of technology in these from the 50 all the way through to the 60, so great options for you to have in your bag to help you improve your short game. Okay, so we're going to start in a familiar place for Dave, and that is the rough, Dave.
Not on the green.
Not on the green.
Very familiar.
So Dave's going to obviously hit a couple of chip shots here with it. We're trying to play some different flights, but obviously first of all, Dave, obviously with those grooves on the face, obviously full face grooves, you've been a fan of those before?
I have, yeah. Obviously, not always do I hit the centre of the club face. In fact, some people might say that I hit the edges a lot more than I hit the
with
centre.
Drivers,
so,
normally the top.
Yeah, or the toe. But yeah, if it's James's driver, it's definitely the top.
Yeah, so down behind the ball, Dave, obviously it sits nice and comfortable to you. You obviously like the look of those grooves. Does it give you a little bit more confidence?
It does, because I know that if I don't hit it dead square centre, I'm still going to get some interaction with the grooves.
Yeah, and this is where obviously Cleveland are saying that it is a bigger face. Obviously it does look a little bit more inviting to people, and that's exactly what we want, and that's where it's obviously directed to. But this is a wedge I've had in my bag for a couple of weeks now, and I'm really enjoying it, and I think it'll be staying in my bag over other wedges I've tested, just for that exact reason of confidence and versatility. That's a perfect example there, Dave. That was sat down there, and you've still been able to get that out nicely.
And it
again,
certainly didn't hit the middle, I can assure you.
No, he's wiped that off there because he didn't want to show anyone where that actually hit. So,
Right there.
just right, quick change of camera there. Mine has died, so we're with Dave's brand new spanking phone. So, nicely set up this one. So we're going to actually try and play this a little bit higher. So Dave's going to open this up. Dave is going to then try and see, obviously, with this flight, with this bounce, how versatile it is. Nice there, so a nice flop stop pretty quick. A little bit of an interaction with the ground there, Dave, but
yeah,
with the bounce got through there nicely.
The bounce got through it well. So
let's do one more now, Dave. So now what I want from that flight, again, that ball there is sat a little bit down. We're going to try and play that mid-flight. So again, middle of the stance. We're showing here how with one wedge and with this kind of practice through the winter, you can start to practice different flights. Can give you confidence going into the season. That's a nice trajectory there. Oh,
robbed.
And a great shot, Dave. So good from the rough. Let's go and test it out of a bunker. Okay, so this is where this wedge for me is absolutely exceptional. So in the bunker, obviously we've got those full face grooves, and obviously here we're opening the club face, Dave, and then obviously the ball's going to spend that little bit more time on the grooves. It's going to be on there throughout the motion.
Yep.
And that's where we're going to generate that little bit more spin. Yes, you might say we are going to get a little bit of sand in here, which is correct. So it just shows that there's chance for it to get more grip. So Dave here will find it with the bounce, with that club face open. It's very easy to get that nice high bunker shot.
No bother at all, and I was worried about the face because it's quite a high revetted face, isn't it?
Yeah, so jumped out nicely, plenty of loft on there, and that's a 56. Dave doesn't need a 60 there, but let's grab one of these, Dave, and quickly hit a flop shot from this turf here. So from the fairway cut, we just want to show you again here where the grooves are going to be beneficial to us. You are going to get that little bit more control on spin, and yes, Dave's not relying on spin as a mid-handicap golfer, but it's always nice to be able to know you can get some control and be positive. So Dave's drying his club face off there. He's going to come in again, open this up nice and wide, and we're not going at the flag here. Dave's just trying to play a shot up and over that bunker.
Yeah, so this is just going to be what we tested out the other week, kind of a winter shot where you're just thinking, get it somewhere on the green, 2-putt, walk away.
Just like a bunker shot here, but from the grass again. We're going to use that club face. We'll start to be able to judge the distance better with these shots. And hopefully the more you practice these in the winter, the more confident you are in that summer season. And that for Dave is straight up in the air, nice contact with the turf, and that's a good shot.
Happy
Dave.
with that, Chris. I would be happy with that.
Very happy. So guys, that for me is the best wedge for the everyday golfer. Use it. It doesn't have to be this Cleveland one. There's obviously a lot of versatility in this club, but we also think that there is other brands out there with full face grooves. But for me, I like it around the green, especially because we can be a little bit more inventive with our shots. We know we can get that spin. We know we can get more consistency and control. On the longer shots, yes, if you're off centre strike it might help you a little bit out there, but around the greens it's really going to help you short game, and we know short game, if we chip it that little bit closer, hole a few more putts, we can get that handicap going in the right direction. So guys, hopefully you've enjoyed that. What other content do you want to see on the channel through this winter? Comment below, and I'll see you tomorrow.